asking people to come off benefits and go into work, and yet Rachel Reeves came up with a budget in the autumn which has absolutely clobbered businesses. Businesses are now saying we're reluctant to hire because we're paying far too much in national insurance contributions. So you're trying to get people into work, but you're not facilitating businesses to hire them. You're clobbering business.
Well, we've increased national insurance contributions that employers have to make. That is true. But we've seen from the jobs figures over the last quarter a growth of nearly 200,000 new additional jobs in the labour market here in the UK. That is a good thing. And the important thing for younger people who are out of work and being stuck on universal credit, not being able to get into work, is that we need to help them to be able to get better if they're sick. Often that's about access to mental health services. But also we need to make sure that they've got access to the training and skills that they need to have to get into work. That's why we've announced today, for example, our construction package. We think we can get 60,000 additional jobs in engineering, bricklaying, electrical and carpentry skills by supporting the construction industry. That's exactly the type of outcome we're trying to achieve for young people across the country.
Well, yes, if construction firms can afford to take new staff on. We've got 300,000 SMEs saying that they plan to lay off workers because of the budget. We've got the number of companies listed on Companies House down for the first time since 2012. We've got 203,000 businesses having folded since Labour took power. And there's also been a 15.5% drop in new businesses starting up. So the budget has been anti-business, hasn't it?
Well, not if you look at the fact that, as I say, there's been nearly 200,000 additional new jobs created in the economy.
Can you look at my figures that I've just cited?
Sure, and we're exchanging figures, as we often do in these political interviews. But look, you only need to talk to businesses about where we're taking this country in terms of its policy direction. You can see already in the weekend papers, which I'm sure you've been reviewing on your show, really positive feedback from CEOs and company investors about the UK being a stable place to do business, a country that has a clear mandate and a policy for growth in the economy, where a government's willing to get in and work alongside business. And that's what we've done with this construction task force. I mean, the package has been built alongside the construction industry. This is endorsed by businesses in the construction industry. They tell us that the policies we've announced today will help them to hire more people, to train more people, and the fact that we're going to get on and work with them and investors and play our part with public spending where it's relevant to get those houses built, to get that infrastructure built, that creates the circumstances for which you can employ people and pay them for their good jobs that they're doing and help the economy grow. That's a good thing.
I don't know what CEOs the Treasury's been speaking to. We do a section on this show every week where we speak to small and medium-sized business owners to find out how they've been affected by the budget. Not one person has come forward who runs a small or medium-sized business to say they've been positively affected by the budget. We've spoken to people in hospitality, we've spoken to people in retail, we had 2 hairdressers in last week. They've been absolutely clobbered. So I don't know, what business owners are you speaking to? Because we haven't spoken to anybody who has this narrative that everything's great with business in the UK.
Yeah, I mean, and look, we want to go further and faster on the economy. We recognise we need to get more growth into the economy and to help businesses to do that. But as you would expect, we talk to businesses of all sizes, big companies, like I said, in the construction industry, all the way through to SME and startup builders who we want to support to be able to get houses built in this country. And it's worth remembering that in the budget, the national insurance changes for employers was designed in a way to protect smaller businesses. It's right to say that 50% of businesses in this country will either be paying the same as or less than they did before, because we took that step to try to protect smaller businesses in what I recognise was a difficult budget for business, but allowed us to honour our pledge to not increase payslip taxes that people pay when they go to work, or VAT in the shops, whilst getting a grip of the mess that we'd inherited from the Conservatives.
All right, a quick word on net zero. The business department came out with a report this week which was leaked to The Sun. The report showed that net zero will impact negatively on GDP by 2030 by 10%, increase national debt, increase the risk of a financial crisis and hit the poorest the hardest. Why on earth are you proceeding with it?
Well, I've not seen that report, but what I would say from what you've asked me is how you do net zero is important. When you're talking about energy security, when you're talking about jobs in the energy sector, when you're helping people's homes be protected from flooding or resilient to extreme weather, that can be a good thing for the economy, it can be a good thing for jobs, it can be a good thing for people and businesses, but you've got to do it in the right way, which is what we're focused on doing.
All right, Darren Jones, we need to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed.